The problem with parents nowadays, let's get into it. You see, the problem with parents nowadays is that they don't want to be parents. A wise man once said, parents don't want to be parents, they want to have kids. For people who do not understand that quote, that basically means that parents want children, but do not want the responsibility of being a parent. They think that having a baby is the same thing as having a dog or a cat. I 100% agree with this quote, because I've seen this happen in real life. This is the timetable of how parents start to dislike their kids. Oh, look at my sweet little baby. Ew, I like you better when you didn't talk. A bit of an exaggeration, but this does happen when a child turns around 2 to 4 years old, then start to have their own personality. Then when they get to elementary school and start to come home with homework, they tell their kids, I had a long day at work, do it yourself. I thought parents were supposed to put their kids' needs first, but parents nowadays don't give a flying fuck. Parents nowadays realize parenting comes with responsibility when it's too late. And sadly, when they realize this responsibility, they just stop being parents. Usually parents realize this when they realize when their kids' needs come before their own. I know some people that work at schools, and they tell me stories all the time about how parents don't care about parenting their own kids. You know, as a parent, your responsibility is to teach your kids early in life to read and write roughly around the ages of 3 to 4. A child should at least know how to write their name before they enter kindergarten. So tell me why kids in 3rd grade don't know how to read or write. Teachers and counselors are trying their best to have these kids learn these skills to make sure they're at their grade reading level, even though they should have already learned how to read and write. And since these kids don't know how to read or write, counselors call these kids' parents to ask why their kids can't read or write. And you know the parents always gotta have some excuses. Hello? Hi, yes, Miss Obamisha. This is Mr. Aguilar. I'm calling about your daughter, Barack. You see, the problem we are having is that she can't read or write. So I was calling to ask you if you could help her learn how to read and write. That's your job. Bitch, why are you looking at schools like a daycare? You made the decision to bring your kids into this world. You're supposed to lead your kids in the right direction, not others. It's sad knowing that kids coming from not only poor backgrounds, but also middle class backgrounds cannot read or write due to their parents not wanting to be parents. Another story I've heard is that this person that I know that is a teacher, and they had a parent-teacher conference one time. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. I'm here to talk to you about your daughter, Boniqua. You see, your daughter, Boniqua, is one of the smartest students in my class, but she has a low grade in my class because she is always on her iPad watching Netflix in class. So could you please take her iPad, or at least tell her not to use it during class, so that she can raise her grade? We can't take our iPad from her. That's her iPad, and she gets to use it whenever she wants to use it. Bitch, did you not pay for the iPad? I swear, parents nowadays either want to be their kids' friends, or they just do not want to discipline their kids. Then parents wonder why their kids act so badly. I've heard kids younger than the age of 4 cussing like crazy because they're not getting their way. I'm sitting over here looking at the parents like, where did they learn that type of language from? Cussing in front of kids is crazy, but it seems like parents do not give a fuck anymore. Here's another story I've heard from someone that works at a school to prove my point that parents do not care anymore. Hello, West Nickel High School. How may I help you? Hi, I was calling to ask if schools get out 2 hours early today. Yes, we do get out 2 hours early today. Great. What time is that? How do you not know what time your kids get out of school? Tell me you give no fucks about your kids without telling me you give no fucks about your kids. Parents know what time their kids' bus is supposed to come, but they don't know what time school gets out, but they don't know what time they get out of school. Make it make sense, people. Speaking of school buses, we all know about the bus driver shortage, and parents on the news complaining about how they had to take their kids to school. We're missing our first day of school bunch because schools are incompetent. I mean, if you're a housewife, stay-at-home dad, why would you not take your kids to school? Oh wait, I forgot. They're your kids, but they're not your responsibility. I gotta remember now. I gotta remember that. Peep game. I gotta remember that. Hey, but I guess those kids are lucky because their parents are awake when they go to school. Some kids' parents are dead asleep when their kids go to school. Hey, mom, dad, I'm going to school. Whatever, nigga. Elementary school kids out here walking in the rain while their parents are sleeping at home is crazy. The kids, I feel bad for the most of the kids that go to daycare. There are parents that intentionally leave their kids at daycare until they close, even though their parents came home around 4 p.m. and the daycare closed at 6. And they did this all because their parents wanted some time alone from their kids because they just don't like them. These are the type of parents that rejoice when their kids have to go back to school, whether it's summer, Thanksgiving, winter, or spring break. And when they go on break, these parents get all depressed when their kids are at home. They're like, I gotta be home with these little nappy-headed ass, raccooning, little noisy ass bitches. Like, goddamn, chill out, my nigga. Then these parents wonder why when their kids get older, they don't like them, or they don't want to help them out when they get older. I believe that you should enjoy the time you spend with your kids because you don't know how long you will be on this earth or how long they're going to be on this earth. It's important to have a good and healthy relationship with your kids because if you treat them badly, kids won't forgive you. They call it childhood trauma for a reason. A bad relationship with your kids can lead to resentment and could lead them to not wanting to have kids due to the fact that they were treated so poorly in their childhood. I've heard a man on the radio say, why should I be there for my son? My father wasn't there for me. So to all the parents out there, please at least care about your kids and lead them in the right direction. Because it's sad when I turn on my phone, open up Instagram, and see little girls twerking while listening to rap music. As a parent, why are you letting your kids watch music videos and listen to rap? Rap is not for kids. Parents think it's funny when they see their kids bumping Glorilla in their car with no seatbelt on. What is wrong with y'all? These are the same type of parents that would put tattoos on their kids before their kids even know how to talk, my nigga. These are the same type of parents that name their kids No Sean, Lil Jordan, Chosen Juan, Raekwon, and Courtney. Like, what the fuck is wrong with some of y'all parents? I know this is not all parents. This is a select few of parents, but this select few of people is growing. But I could be wrong. But you only hear the bad because the bad causes drama and gets views. There are definitely a lot of good parents out there, but we must look at the bad so we can call them out on their bad parenting skills. And then one day when we can become parents, we can look at the bad, see what they did wrong, and then assess that in our parenting skills so that we cannot do wrong and make sure our kids succeed in life and then actually give a fuck about them, unlike some of these parents nowadays. But like I said earlier, when you get old, and your kids don't want to help you, you really have no one to blame but yourself. Because now you realize you should have cared about your kids when it's too late.
Yes, Goofy, suck my dick. But he shot, matter of fact, worker done, he get people to knock. So the cappy and rap, you ain't spinning this block. So my name in the song, catch these bullets, they hot. How you gangsta and you tryna box? Get back for your man, say I caught him from shot. While you jacking my end, nigga, now I'm on hot. Hop out, so bro, let's flop. Get the clicking, catch 32 shots, my pimp. That nigga a wreck, yeah, I heard he was snitching. I feel like the Yankees, my bullets, they pitch. Have my